Hey you guys. Okay, I am back with another income report for the month of March. I'm very excited to share what happened this month. It was a great end to Q1. There's some really awesome things in store, so let's check it out. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free and maybe potentially start your own business like I did. I am my 5th year of running Debt Free Millennials, and I am so glad that you guys still enjoy watching these videos because it allows me to kind of reflect back on the month and see just how much income I've made, my wins, my obstacles. It just kind of gets me in the mindset of planning out and being intentional with my business, just like I'm intentional with my finances. So I can't wait. Okay, let's just go ahead and hop into how much money I made in March. Okay, freelancing brought in $2,750. Felt like this was strong and steady. Digital products brought in just $260. Not something that I'm still actively promoting right now, my digital products and services, because as you got the news from the last episode is that I am writing a book. I'm writing an investing for kids book, and that has been taking up a ton of my time. Affiliate marketing brought in $1,122, so that's also just kind of on autopilot. And then YouTube was actually a really good month revenue wise. I brought in $2,400 from YouTube ad revenue, and I'm saving the best for last. It is my sponsorships, which brought in $8,650, which means my total for the month of March was $15,182. I think I need to go back and take a look to see if this is my highest revenue month ever on record. In fact, let me go ahead and do that. January 2021, so literally over a year ago, I made $15,006 and I made $15,182, so I beat my previous record from a year ago. Thank you and good night. Okay, in all reality, that is so cool. I'm like really freaking proud of myself. I know it's because I'm more intentional about having people help me now. It really is. Really, having people help me with video editing, hiring out people to help me with my thumbnails. Now I've hired out this amazing woman to help me with contracts and coming up with, campaigns and really pitching that to potential brands and sponsorships has been incredible. I think this right here, what's happening is scaling. Like I'm in the middle of it right now because I've always thought about how can I scale the business from 50K to 100K and from $100,000 a year to $150,000 a year. The way that you get there is by adding in more things that can help take things off your plate. I know that's like add to take away. It's getting support, outside support from people who are experienced in their field and having them help lift those things off your plate so that you can get back to the things that you are specifically really good at and what you want to focus on. So I think that's just, this past month is a testament to this whole scaling process going into effect. Like I'm right in the middle of it, and that's really, really cool to see, especially after the last year of becoming a parent and really focusing a lot of my time and energy on my daughter and on myself, and now seeing how once I got systems in place, even with my daughter, having a full-time nanny in place has helped me get to this point. So this is exciting. Along with the revenue, you guys know there are business expenses involved. So let's hop over to my business budget and I'll show you how much money I spent. So as you can see, as a self-employed individual or business owner, your income can really fluctuate up and down month to month. And so inside of my business budget, you can actually see what I actually had income-wise up here was $6,148. That's all the income that was realized from February's revenue. That's what's going on there. Actually, this needs to be deleted because now that's 15,182. Sweet. Okay, so what I do up here is I will record the revenue. So what was billed and what hit my account. So that's why there's a discrepancy between revenue and actual income. Actual income is what hit my checking account, like actual money that hit my checking account. Revenue is how much money I've made and billed to a client, but I have not yet received payment from. So anytime I bill in that month, I count it as revenue. So my expenses were $1,098.82. Any of the bold line items over in my budget are actual payments that I recorded. Anything that's not bold are my sinking fund savings. So I'm literally just keeping this amount of money, like the subscriptions for Canva, Calendly, all this stuff. I'm keeping that in my business checking account so that when that annual subscription renews, I have the money already good to go and it's set aside, done. Okay, WeWork days was $154.84. So I ended up purchasing that monthly all access pass and they had a 50% off discount. And so this includes the 50% discount plus some prorated days from February. So that's all put together. My video editing, all that good stuff, my savings for client gifts, conferences, software and equipment for the future, my SEP IRA contribution of $1,000, and then I set aside $1,417 for the month of March into my Novo business checking account, business savings account is what I'm using it for, so that I can pay my quarterly taxes, which are coming up. And I was just getting a text message from my CPA and she is working on our taxes tonight. So fingers crossed we don't owe a lot, but I am planning on doing a video on how much I pay in taxes and how much my annual expenses are once I get that information from her. And then you can see exactly how much my business expenses were for the entire year for 2021 plus my tax payments. So actually my after-tax take-home was really low, $2,632. What I try to do in these months where they're lower is I take an average of how much I've made in the past, and then I always make sure that I have enough money in my business checking account to keep my paychecks consistent. So if I'm paying myself, $4,000 every single month, I want to keep it consistent so that when I have higher after-tax take-home pay, like if it was a $6,000 month, like after all expenses and taxes have been set aside, I will only actually take $4,000 and transfer it into my personal checking account, and I'll keep the two in my business checking account and kind of float that money for lower income months such as this. Does that make sense? So you're kind of leveling out the playing field and not giving yourself a big bump or a big payday in those months. And then I actually was reading Profit First about how you can build in quarterly or annual bonuses for yourself based on bigger months like this. So for April, I should get actually a really big payout because I billed so much for March. So that could also be a month where I set aside some money for like an end of year bonus for myself, which is really cool that you can do that for yourself. You're like, yeah, I'll just see how much of a bonus I can make and then pay myself that out as extra income at the end of the year. Now let's talk about my wins. I had a lot of good wins this month aside from the revenue. The first win I want to tell you about is I actually applied to be a speaker at my big annual conference, FinCon 22, which is going to be in Orlando this year. I was actually kind of bummed that it's in Orlando again because it was in Orlando in 2018. So I'm like, I wish I could go someplace new. I applied to be a speaker and talk about YouTube. So fingers crossed, maybe I will get selected for that. That would be really awesome. Also, big news, big win. I am 100% done writing the content for my book. I just finished the last editing of the last part of the book today. So hopefully I'll get minimal edits back from the editor, and then the final manuscript is going to be completed in a couple of weeks. I cannot wait to share more about what that is coming up. The book is going to be published in the fall, so I think it would be a really cool back to school activity book that you could buy for your favorite 8 to 12-year-old kid that you know in your life. And lastly, I'm getting a lot of new sponsorship opportunities, and I've had 5 like really solid leads on this. So I'm like, wow, this is incredible. I could not have managed that many leads just by myself. Looking at contracts alone takes a ton of time and a ton of work. And so I'm really, really thankful that I have somebody helping me with that now. Okay, my obstacles. This is obstacle / challenge for, actually it's for this month and beyond, but something that I'm working on now for Q2. My Q2 focus is Instagram growth. I feel like I really do enjoy being on that platform. I like making reels. It's my secondary platform to YouTube, and I just feel like the growth there is just very stagnant. And I know that's because I'm not being intentional with with my strategy on Instagram for growth. So now that is my challenge. That's my focus. So if you aren't following me over on Instagram, hop over there and follow Debt Free Millennials after you watch this. So I really want to make both Instagram and YouTube kind of fit and work together. So I'm learning how to take content that I'm producing here, posting it there, or vice versa. Like taking a post that I published on Instagram and then updating it here on my community tab. That way everybody is in the know and you know exactly what's going on, and I can put out the same content twice without like having to spin my wheels and really make the same content happen. I actually just posted today that the student loan payment and interest waiver is extended through August 31st, 2022. And so I put that on Instagram. I was like, but duh, like let's put this on YouTube as well so everybody knows. So that's how I'm working it now. I think this was a great quarter, end of Q1. It was a little rocky in February, but I'm really anxious and excited to see how Q2 goes, knowing that I've got a bunch of opportunities happening and also really kind of focusing on growing another little piece of my social presence. Round of applause, you guys. This was awesome. If you are here for this content, give this one a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one.